Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stedman. In this video I'll be teaching you how to crochet this beautiful cardigan made of a granny square. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try. And here is the list of material you're gonna need to make it. To make this granny square cardigan, I'm gonna use carrot cake. It's medium 4. You're gonna need 2 of these balls because 1 is not enough. The color is gelato and it's 80% acrylic, 20% wool, 200 grams or 350 meters. So you're gonna need an accent color as well for the border as the sleeve and all the way around the front. The crochet hook is 6.5 millimeters. You're gonna need tapestry, needle and scissor and a measuring tape. Something else that you're gonna need is an 8 millimeter crochet hook. That way when you do the border, the piece will be nice and loose. Here I already started my granny square. So so far I use one entire ball. I had to use start working with the other one to have my right size for me. So something that I recommend if you are working with this carrot cake is if one of the bowl that you're going to use first, you buy any. If it finishes with the blue color, buy the next one that starts with the blue color. That way you continue with the pattern of the yarn, okay? Because if I start with green, you see all this color, I will be missing all this color in my next while, okay? So this is done with a Portuguese double crochet. So I will show you how to do that. But it's a regular granny square, just that the stitch is a little bit longer than the double crochet. We're going to start with a magic circle. I'm going to chain 3. So the Portuguese double crochet is a little bit like a regular double crochet, but instead to pass through 2 into like a regular double crochet, what you do is you pass through 1 loop and then 2 and then 2, and that makes the stitch a little bit longer. So again, you have your 3, you pass through the first one and then 2 and 2. I had 3. Now I'm gonna chain 2 and again I'm gonna do the Portuguese double crochet. That make the stitch for this granny square a little bit longer. I have 3, chain 2. Again, let me close this a little bit, it's a little bit big. So it's like a regular granny square, but the stitch a little bit longer. Add 3, chain 2, again. And this time I'm not changing color like the other granny square. This is working with the same ball of yarn. So I have my 4 groups of 3. So I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to pull the tail. I'm going to go here to the 3rd chain. And I'm going to do slip stitch. And like that you finish your first row for the granny square. Now for the second row, you're gonna do some slip stitching on top of this one here until you get to the next chain 2 space, and you're gonna chain 3 and you're gonna do your Portuguese double crochet. So if you crochet tight, I recommend to use an even bigger crochet hook. You can use a size 7. So here in the corner you chain 3. You see I work nice and loose. And with this Portuguese double crochet, the stitch is longer, so you work faster. So here chain 1, and I did my first corner. I go to the next one, and I'm gonna do exactly the same. So the good thing about this is that you are not changing color, so you don't have to be losing tails or anything like that. But if you don't have carrot cake and you have some leftover yarn, you can make this with different colors. And also you can do a bag that I already did a few weeks ago. I'm gonna leave the link here at the end of this video. And I did some covers for my pillows as well with granny square with leftover yarn. So I'm gonna leave all those links in here. So if you don't have, like I mentioned, carrot cake, you can do it with leftover yarn or with full ball of yarn. You can combine different colors, like you do a few rows, not just 1 or 2, more than 1 row with 1 color. That way it will look like a carrot cake. And so remember, the corners are always chain 3 in here. You do your Portuguese double crochet 3 and 3, and 1 chain in between, and here 1 chain. I have 3 corners now done, and you see my work is nice and loose. The good thing about doing the Portuguese double crochet is that you work very fast. It's you grow bigger faster. And 3, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and again do my last one in here. William just woke up a little bit cranky. So chain 1, and you're gonna come here to the top of the 3rd chain again, and you're gonna do a slip stitch. And this is only 2 rows, and look how big this granny square is already. Here I'm gonna show you a row number 3, and then from there you can work by yourself until you have your desired size. So here again I'm gonna do my slip stitch until I get to that chain 3 space here in the corner, like so. Each time you finish a row you have to do that, and I'm gonna chain 3, and I'm gonna do my 3 Portuguese double crochet, or 2 because the chain 3 counts as the first one. Now I'm gonna chain 3, and again in here I'm gonna do my other 3 for the corner. Like this. So chain 1. So on each row you're gonna be increasing the chain 1 space, and here I have 1. In this row that I'm creating right now I'm gonna have 2. So that's how you increase the size of your granny square. And the row after that one you will have 3, and then 4 and 5, like so. See, I have 1 here, and now we're gonna do the other one, and that's 2. I'm gonna do the other corner, so it's 3. One, 2, 3 chains in the corner, and again 3 more Portuguese double crochet in the same space. I chain 1 and again do 3 in this space, and you see, and here I have 1 and now I have 2, and that's where I work in the next row, and then I will have 3 and so on. So you're going to continue working your granny square until you have this desired size for yours. For mine, it have to be around 76 or 78 centimeters. Now I have to attach the new yarn because with one carrot cake I only made 66 centimeters. So I will let you know how many rows for mine, and then if you want yours a little bit bigger, you add 3 more rows at the amount I will give you from mine. And if you want a size 2 size bigger, and then you add 6 and then 9 and so on. So you see, if you don't have carrot cake, you can do a design like this with yarn. And here I have from this lime green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 row, and from this turquoise I have 3, and from this blue I have 2, and the other blue I have 2. The brown I have 1 in this side, almost 2, because I missed from here to the other corner to have 2 rows in total. The lime green is 1.5, but you can do 2 as well, and this one 1.5, and from this one I don't finish my this row. You see, I ran out of yarn here to finish this row and here with the blue, but with this new ball of yarn I will continue with that color. So you can do a big square with one color, and then a medium, and then a smaller one to all the rest of 2 rows, and so on. They will look really nice, and you can combine, you know, and I did colors. 80 centimeters for mine. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 rows. And this is for a large. If you want extra large, you can add 3 more rows. If you want extra large, you add 6 rows. Okay? So this is almost 80 centimeters. So in here, at the end, something else that I did was, since I'm working with the carrot cake here from the center, I was going to end up with part at the last row in this brown and part in lime green. So I wanted all of them to be the same color, the last row. So what I did, I cut my yarn and grabbed the brown from the outside at the ball of yarn, and I continue working the last row. That way it's even. So in here you have 2 options. You can chain 1, cut the yarn and lose the tail, or you can slip stitch until the center here, and that's what I'm going to do for mine. I'm going to do some slip stitch here inside the chain until I get to the center chain of these 3 in here, the one in the center that is right the point at the square in here. I'm going to chain 1, cut the yarn, leaving a tail long enough for sewing here in the side. Okay, once you finish the square, it will look like this. It's folded in half. Here's the center here. So now we're gonna sew in here on the side from this tip and here until here, leaving around 13 centimeters open here for the arm. But remember, if you are doing this a bigger size, you have to leave more. Something that I recommend, and it's an easier way to do it, is you start sewing the 2 ends together here, the 2 pieces, leaving an opening here, and then don't cut your yarn, just don't finish with that one, just leave it there. Come to the other side, attach a new strand of yarn in your tapestry needle, start here on the tip, again sew in here until you have the same measurements as the other side, try it on, and if it fits, and then you finish up and lose your tails. If it's too big, you can sew a little more. If it's too small, you can lose a few. And that's the best way for you to do your right size. Because remember, even if this is a size large, some of us have a little bit thicker arms than others. All the large size are no shape exactly the same. So make this to fit your own arm, okay? And that's the best recommendation for you to do this in here. So now I'll show you how we're gonna sew this together. Here I measure my 13 centimeters and I place a marker. If you're doing exactly the same size as mine, 13 centimeters here, so you will count 1, 2, 3, 4 motif between the 4th and the 5th, and the chain 3 and the chain 1 space in here is where the 13 centimeters are. So now we're gonna start sewing, and now with my tapestry needle I'm gonna come here in between the first and second chain here in the center here at the tip, and I'm gonna pass my yarn. So I'm sewing in the chain space here in between this one and the next one, and that space in there I'm sewing. Now the same in the other side. Nice and even. So the space you see on top of this double crochet is like a chain, and in the next space like so you pass it through there, and then you go to the other side and here on top of that double crochet in here, and you pull your yarn to even the stitch in here. You see it's nice and close. Again, you see this double crochet here. If you look on the top, you have like a chain space, and the next one and the top here, pass your crochet hook, your tapestry needle, and again in here. I will show you here. You see in the top here between this double crochet and this one is like a 2 chain in here. Between those two in there, like this, is how you sew your stitches in here. So I'm gonna grab this one in here and this one in here, and remember you have to sew this even, matching every stitch with every stitch on the other side. So you're going to continue sewing in here until you get to the marker. Don't secure the tail, just do the other side and then try it on, and if it works, and then you secure your stitch here and lose your tails, and then once you finish you will open this cardigan and it will be like this, you see, on the side. So I'm going to do this off camera, and I will meet you here to continue with it. Once you finish sewing, you will fold it and it will look like this. Here is one of the sleeve, here the open, and here is the other one on the other side, and here where we sew on both sides. So, and here was a little tight all the way around. The 13 centimeter was perfect for my size. So what I did in here, I pull all the way around, stretch out the yarn, and it's perfect now because it is a little bit too tight when I try it on in this side and here. And what you do, you pull the yarn, and that will give a little bit more room all the way around. If you want, you can leave it like this, or with another color you can do a little bit of a sleeve and a border around here. That's what I'm gonna do, but I don't know yet if I'm gonna do it with this one or with a brown. So I'm gonna try with different color yarn to see what I decide. I will let you know. So before you see the part where I show you how to do the sleeve, I recommend to start in here your change of color, the next color for the sleeve, because if you do it close to the seam in here, it will be in the front of your piece of the sleeve, and you will see it. Each time you finish a row, you will see the seam. In the video I start my explanation in here, and you'll see that I start in here, but I realized that after my third row that I tried on to see how many decrease I want on mine, that the seam is right in the front of my sleeve. So I undid those 3 rows and I start more in here, and that will be under my sleeve. So I'm sorry that you will see that in the video, so I wanted to give you this explanation before you see that part. That way you don't say, no, she explained in the video here and she's not working in there anymore in her piece. So my seam is in here, you see? That seam of the chain 3 will be here under my arm, and the front of my sleeve will be perfect. Something else that I wanted to explain, I show you how to do some decrease, but I show you how to do one in one row at the end and the other in the beginning of the other row. You can do the decrease in the same row in the beginning and in the end of that row. And you can do more than one decrease in one row. For example, in this row here, row number 5, I did 5 decrease. The other marker fell out of here, but I have a decrease in here. I did 5 because my arm is a little thinner in here, and I wanted this a little bit tighter. So I just wanted to explain you that you can do more than one decrease in one row, and in the same row you can do the decrease in the beginning and in the end. And you see my sleeve will be like that in the front with no seam. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other one, and then I will show you how to do this part, but now I will show you how to do this in here, how I did this. Okay, you see, and here I stretch it out, and now is like more open at the end, because when you finish it's very straight. Now it's not straight anymore because I stretched it all the last row as much as I could. So I decided for a green color for the sleeve and the border. I checked the brown and the blue, and I prefer this green one. It's a beautiful green. It's Bernat Premium, medium 4, 100% acrylic, and it have 198 grams, and it's green. It's a beautiful green. So now what we're gonna do in here in the sleeve, we're gonna start with a slip knot. And you're gonna come here in one of these spaces in here, and you're gonna do a slip stitch and a chain of 2, and now you're gonna do a double crochet on top of each double crochet all the way around. And here where I sew the 2 tips together, I'm going to pass it through, and you're going to continue doing a double crochet on top of each double crochet until you get to the last one where you're going to do a slip stitch, and in the chain 1 space in here you're going to do a double crochet. So I'll meet you here at the end of this row. I'm going to finish here with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to work a double crochet on top of each double crochet, but only in the back strand of that double crochet. You have a chain like this, one strand in the front, one in the back, and the one in the back you're going to do your double crochets. So now it depends the length that you want for your sleeve. It's up to you. You can give more or less row. I still don't know how many row I'm going to give to mine because I'll be trying it on as I work. So if you find that it's a little bit too loose and you want to decrease, you can decrease a little bit, a few stitches to make it a little tighter. So at the end of this row, I will show you how you can decrease 1 stitch, and then you can do that in a couple of rows. But it will look like this, always working in the back strand at a double crochet, doing 1 double crochet. Here I'm gonna do a decrease. I had 2 left double crochet. I'm gonna do 1 in the back strand. I don't wanna finish. I'm gonna do the next one. I'm gonna close those 3 loops, and I'm gonna come here at the 3rd chain, and I'm gonna do slip stitch. And like that I did my decrease. Now I'm gonna chain 3, and I'm gonna do a double crochet in the back strand. Now in here I will do another decrease. So what I do is a double crochet. I don't want to finish. Another double crochet in the next space, and I'm gonna close those 3 loops and continue with my double crochet in the back strand all the way around. I will finish with a slip stitch on the 3rd chain in here. I will try it around, and if it's still too big I will do a couple more decrease. Okay, but always working the back strand. Okay, so I will finish this row with a row of single crochet once I have the length, and after that I will show you how to work in this border of the body all the way around once I finish my 2 sleeves. But I will let you know how many rows. Here I divide my piece in half. So for the top, here's the seam. Here is the other seam in here that I sew them together, and I divide it in half here, and in the top and the center I place the marker, and that's where I'm gonna start. For the sleeve I have the seam in here in the bottom part, so on the top will be seamless and the same on the other side. I give 7 rows of double crochet and 1 row of single crochet for my sleeves. So here with the bigger crochet hook, you're gonna do a slip knot, and you're gonna come here where you have the marker, and in the chain space you're gonna do a slip stitch, chain 2, and I'm gonna remove my marker, and I'm gonna do a double crochet on each space of each double crochet. And in the chain 1 space, 1 double crochet. And yes, I recommend the bigger crochet hook, that way this part here is nice and loose around the body of the piece. So it's just a double crochet all the way around. There'll be quite a few because it's big. So I'll meet you here at the end of this row. You see, it's nice and loose. Here I'm gonna finish that row with a slip stitch on my 2nd chain in the top. Now I'm gonna chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and I'm gonna do 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet, but instead to do it in the back strand of yarn, I'm gonna do it in the front strand of yarn. You see, you have this one in the front and this one in the back. We are working the one in the front. Just 1 double crochet on top of each double crochet. And like this you can work from 3 to 4 rows. So you're going to finish here with a slip stitch, chain 3, and come back again and do the same thing. So once I finish, I will do a slip stitch, chain 1, cut the yarn, loose my tails, and I'll show you the end result. And in the inside look like this. For the border here I did 3 rows of double crochet and 1 row of single crochet all the way around this part. I have this left over from my second bowl. I have 115 grams left, and from this one I have 118. This is the one that I use for the border and the sleeves. So now I'm going to show you the end result. Well, this is the end result, and I hope you guys like it and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make this piece and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman, or you can find me in my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my videos with friends and family, that way you help me grow here in YouTube. And don't forget to check my other videos in my channel. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.